important. Okay,
Says there's a mystery live and a world
yeah,
building live.
yeah,
So
I see those
it,
two.
it didn't. I'm gonna give it the full minute to connect. And sometimes that's fine. What are we doing with our
Let
lives?
us on.
Who
Let us
knows?
in.
Chaos
So
and anarchy.
it's our turn. I'm waiting all day. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna connect without anything. I'm gonna check.
Okay.
Woohoo! We made
Are
it.
we in?
We exist.
We
We're
exist.
ready. Chaos,
Woo!
go away.
We exist. Ah, we do exist. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going into our lives. I'm gonna watch it myself.
Perfect.
I love
And
it.
what we should probably do just to be oh, I'm gonna immediately mute it. There we go.
Yes.
I'm just gonna see when people arrive. There should be a
Okay.
okay. We have a few people.
Hi guys.
Few people.
There are people here. What's
There
up,
are
everybody?
few people.
Hello.
What I might do is
Don't scare them off, Emily.
My bad.
Tone it down. They'll run away. Hi guys.
cozy fantasy con.
Double dipping.
Yeah. Let's
Jen. You can double dip. No one's offended. Welcome to baking. We're going to be baking. It's going to be so fun.
We're baking.
And what I think I mentioned this as well, ladies, that
Yeah.
all of the panels are like an hour and a half long, an hour primary panel, and then 30 minutes of just why stress? Let's add a little bit of extra time to answer questions, do anything like that. I don't know if you can hear me because sometimes it's hard without this beside my face. But this one panel has actually an hour free block after the fact. So worst case scenario, you can just keep hanging out or not. We could all just yeet ourselves somewhere.
Into the ether. We're gone.
Bye. Yeah, like there's options.
There's options.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So
Happy cozy day, everybody. This is so
cozy
exciting. I know. Okay, we have, oh my gosh, there's 8 watching now. Hi, all 8 of you. You guys are so special. We're so grateful you're here.
we're taking just a second to let people kind of
Yeah.
get into the room because we've had some people like, no, I didn't connect in time and I missed the
Aw.
introductions. And how do you say this person's name? Like, it's really hard.
That feels
Cobb,
important.
Meg, they're hard. I
Very-
am obviously my husband,
Cobb.
Jolly Jupiter, as opposed to Misty. That's fine. Yeah.
I love it.
How are we doing?
We're very excited. I recently just finished up was it the Cozy Romanticy panel earlier? That was a great one. I really enjoyed that.
I had a blast.
They're doing so well. Everyone, I just can't believe how many amazing cozy creators and authors are a part of this. It's
There's so
wild.
many cozy people.
Yes. Wild. It's so fun.
It's been very, very fun. It is, it's like, I have a lot of random, really famous people I love just now on my phone that I can call. I have the power.
You're like, hello, friend.
Name drop. Name drop.
Do now.
I luckily already hung out with Travis Baldry when I first was writing Cozy Fantasy and getting published.
Yeah.
I reached out and I was like, "Hey Travis, what do I do?" And he's like, "Hey, let's just go hang out for an hour and talk about it." It's like, "Thanks, Travis."
He's the most tender, generous soul. I mean, so generous. It's kind of amazing.
Lovely.
Yeah, he really is. I've never heard a bad everyone that has ever had an interaction with Travis Baldry has always come away going, he is seriously the nicest human on the planet. Hi, Celeste. Oh, I just saw Celeste here too, and Meg. Hi, guys. Big fans of the Baldry and the baking.
And I was talking with Rebecca Thorne because she wanted to run something like this, but way more detailed workshops. The workshops in this are just the style of the panel. The panels are things like, oh, we're talking cozy romance. We're just going to talk about anything and everything that's in the genre and how we like it. But then the workshops are like how each individual person recommends and how they went through doing stuff. It's not as personal as I'd like it to be. Maybe in next year, it would be fun to do something where people can sign up and maybe do workshops with people. But they're more geared towards just helpful tips and like how to go from one point to the other. And then we get to have baking shows and cozy fantasy bardic concerts all afternoon. So, as you do.
Next year's just gonna be like 3 days long.
Okay, I think this is pretty good. Shall we officially start our meandering?
Whoa!
What is happening to me right now? No.
Did somebody?
I don't know what that. Wait, is it this thing? Is it because I did this?
Oh, no.
It is. Wild. Whoa, Emily.
Wow.
We're running them off again. No. Calm down, everyone. Calm down.
Okay, this is cozy.
We're too much. We're coming at them too hard. Too much. Okay. Our friend Robin apparently made tea for this. We're going to ruin her tea if we're not careful. Okay. We're ready to go, Jolly. We're good. Jolly. Mystic.
Okay, so I'm good. Okay.
Yeah. If you're ready, we're good.
We're ready.
Cool. Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
To Tea and Tavern, where you see we are a combination of tea and tavern. Yay!
I feel so like you've been sipping out of your teacup, and I'm like, I have a teacup, but it's filled with chocolate chips, so that's not very helpful.
That is very helpful. Yeah, this one's pretty cute too. It's like a little anthropology one.
Cute.
It has little flowers inside. I would show you, but it's filled with water. We're so excited to have you. Okay, we are here with CopperSpoon, you guys. This is this is a dream interview for me. I'm a little nervous, but we're going to do great, and this is going to be so fun. And tell us really quickly, what are we going to be doing today?
We are making chocolate chip cookies. Well, it's chocolate chip cookies plus whatever else you want to add in, because chocolate chip cookies are like my base cookie to make any other type of cookie out of it. So chocolate chip cookies.
This is perfect. Okay, so we can get started with the baking. And as we bake, if you don't mind, I'm going to be just kind of asking you some questions. And we're just going to hang out and chat cozy stuff. Does that sound good?
I love it. Do it. Interrogate.
I'm so intimidating. So intimidating. All right, I'm ready to begin.
Let's do it. We're going to start with our butter, our brown sugar, and our sugar. We're just going to put it in the bowl and we're going to whisk it.
Okay. So I have butter that has gotten to room temp. It's been sitting out all day.
That's
probably not very healthy. Okay. So
butter is the healthiest.
Butter, did you say butter, sugar, and what else?
Butter, our white sugar, and our brown sugar.
Our white sugar. White sugar, brown sugar. I'm baking, everybody. This is very exciting. Okay, so tell me about the origins of CopperSpoon. How did it begin? What's the heart behind what you do? And if you guys aren't familiar, or if anyone's not familiar with what you do, I feel like it's pretty clear judging by what's behind you, but let's dig in a little bit. Tell us about it. So
the CopperSpoon honestly started as just one video of me making soup. That was it. I honestly I made content on TikTok as an artist. And I was making dice. Yeah, I was making dice trays. I was doing wood burning. I made a bunch of fantasy art, and we were in the middle of a move. We actually moved out of a pizza shop that we were living in into an actual apartment.
You're lore right now, Emily. You're lore.
Lore. It feels a lot more romantic than it was. Trust me.
It does. I'm gonna romanticize it in my mind. Okay, continue. That's amazing.
It's very romantic looking back on it. But we were moving out of the pizza shop, and I didn't have time to like make a full art video, but I was already making soup because my now fiance Brett was not feeling good,
Congratulations.
and
Oh.
I posted it, and it got like 3 million views over a month, and and it was literally just me making
Okay.
soup. It was roasted garlic and potato soup with Lord of the Rings background music. I didn't have a
Yes.
chef. It was a wooden cutting board on my table,
Yep.
and I even used an immersion blender in it, like a stick blender, and I got in so much trouble. I
Yeah.
never used
Half
electronic
the
cooking things
comments.
again.
Yep.
They're like, "How dare you? I'm so immersed now." I'm like, "I'm sorry. I'm just making
I
soup."
love. I know. I love that. Okay, so then that's how it began with one video. And then did it just
Oh,
spark this idea? Had you seen other creators do something similar? Because that's how I started. I had seen creators like you
oh.
and like Quincy's Tavern.
Mhm.
And so I got some inspiration there. But was this something that you had no context of, or what came next?
I'm gonna grab a towel really quick. Hold on. I'm covered in
Oh,
butter.
it's okay, guys. This I'm trying to do this old school without like a blender, mixer, or anything. She's chonky. It's gonna be a chonky cookie.
Do you have a
My
spatula, like a rubber spatula?
yes, but that would dispel the illusion.
Yeah, but like mine's green, so it's fine.
Okay.
Uh,
Shattered.
yeah, honestly, I
Illusion
had
shattered.
seen it's shattered. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Gone. Okay, keep going.
I had seen Quincy's Tavern a bunch, and I saw the smoking
Yes.
barrel. And so when I started making that video, that was kind of why I put the Lord of the Rings music behind it, because I'm like, ooh, it would be cool. It'll be a tavern vibe. And then it just
Yeah.
blew up way further, and I slowly started getting little like set pieces to put in like the
Yes.
background of my wooden cutting board.
It's a slippery slope, isn't it?
Exactly. It's like first was a lantern. It's like, oh, you just
Yes.
put a lantern in the background. There was a candle.
Now I need a whole wall that's made of wood and stone. It's like
Exactly.
yes.
And so honestly, was seeing, and then once I like kind of got into the actual tavern community and started talking to other creators, I
Yeah,
found out there's so many tavern creators out there.
there are. It's really cool. I
It's
love that.
awesome.
Yes. And what do you think it is that attracts people to the tavern? Like, why do people like to watch them? And maybe if you're watching this, you can tell us what it is you like about it.
You.
And I'll keep my eye on the chat. But yeah, what is it about tavern and like that POV thing that's happening? Why do you think that works so well?
I think there's just a small part of everybody's brain, no matter who you are, who's like, if I woke up in a fantasy world tomorrow, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
And so it
yeah,
feels like you're getting a little slice of something
yeah,
that's not real, something that's fantastical and
yeah.
cozy and fun, you know?
Yes. I feel like too, it's also tavern creators tend to be very, very kind in the way that
Hmm.
they speak. It's always very warm. And that's what drew me to it was seeing it was something that felt like a big contrast versus what
Hmm.
else I was seeing on TikTok at the time. And it was like, oh, I could take a breath. Someone's talking very kindly to me and
Hmm.
softly and inviting me to share a meal. I love that. Okay, some people in the chat have said, oh, come on, Sarah. Okay, Sarah Bookish macaroons. I don't know if you've seen Sarah's macaroons before. They're incredible. She said she's tempted to do tavern style videos, but not sure macaroons fit a tavern aesthetic. Shall we
They
tell her absolutely
do.
not?
They absolutely
They
do fit the
do.
tavern aesthetic.
They would
One,
be amazing.
I would love those videos.
Yes,
Give them to
yes.
me.
Just
And
do it,
because
Sarah.
from all of the different tavern creators that I've seen, everybody has their own special and unique twist on it.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of people don't even do like the dark background. They'll have like a white wall, but it'll be
Yeah,
cozy and they'll have flowers everywhere. And so you can really
yeah,
make it your own. And it
yep,
doesn't have to look like everybody else's, and it doesn't have to fit, one
exactly.
specific niche.
I agree. Okay, so that's us saying, Sarah, you absolutely should do it. I've seen you,
Do it.
Sarah, teasing it a little bit in your content. I've seen a little bit of the cosplay. I think you should Just try it and see what happens. And if it doesn't work, the stakes are so low. You can just change it up and do something different. Okay. Okay, so I have all of this combined. It looks smooth now, thanks to the rubber spatula. What do I do next?
Next, we are going to take our eggs and we are going to crack them into one at a time, and we are going to whisk them in. And the goal is to get it as light and as fluffy as possible without a hand mixer.
Okay. Ooh, okay. So I'm about to have a little arm workout here.
Exactly. This is the part that I've gotten really good at over the years because nobody likes watching me use an immersion blender.
So what drew you to cooking, by the way, at the beginning? Like, what was it specifically that, like, why cooking? Because I don't do as much cooking on mine, but I'm intimidated by it. So warm it up. Tell me how.
Honestly, I've always loved cooking. It's just been something that we've always done together in my family. We watched cooking shows together. I've been cooking since I could hold a spoon, probably.
Oh, wow.
We were very big foodies in our family. One of our
Yeah.
main channels we would watch was the Food Network. And
Yes.
so I've always loved cooking, and I never really knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. And cooking was always an option, but I worked for 2 weeks as a line cook before I decided that I did not want to become a chain smoker, so I ended up quitting that job. And so when the food, right? When the food video blew up, it was kind of just like a sign to be like, okay, I can do this. You know, this is an option for me. This is a way that I can pursue making food without having to be a line cook.
Sure. I love that. And do you have any specific, I mean, you talked about how you kind of grew up with food and that was where it just kind of is a connection point to you in your heart. Do you have a specific memory with food, like a relative maybe, or just a past experience?
Oh yeah, this is the one thing I bring up all the time when people ask me like about memories with my family and food. It was my grandma and my grandpa had this amazing house, and whenever we would go and visit, we had a taco night. But we wouldn't make tacos, we made spoon
Yes.
tacos. And
Ooh.
spoon tacos, it's actually going to be a recipe of my cookbook, but it's basically just like a casserole taco where you like
What?
put the meat in, yeah, you put the meat and beans on the bottom, then you crush chips over that, and then you put like
Amazing.
your lettuce and your vegetables, and you like do sour cream over the top, and then you just melt the cheese on top so the cheese gets melty, but the lettuce doesn't melt, and then you just serve it up like a casserole. And me and my sister, she had a little counter that had covers over it, but you could see into the kitchen. We'd always sit at the counter, and we would always fight over who got to make the guacamole.
Oh my gosh. I love that. I bet you make a banging guacamole. At this point, if
I
you've been making it
do.
for that long, you're like, yeah, I do.
Yeah, I got it. It's not authentic at all. It's not a good restaurant guacamole, but it's the best guacamole.
It's the best one. I love that. Now, I
Good
would
old
love to
white
know,
people guac.
what do you think about food as far as it being just this great connector? Why do you think we all connect as human beings over food so much? Because it really is.
Right, it is. And one thing that my fiance always says is that no matter who you are or what your stance is in life, everybody has to eat. That's something
Yeah.
you've got to do. And so many
Valid.
people love food. Like, if you get a good meal, something that's real tasty, it's
Yep.
just so warming and comforting. And so, like, it's something that everybody has to do. It's something that everybody has in common is that you've
Yep.
got to eat. And so I think it's just such a connector in that way.
I agree. I feel like there's something too about bringing everybody to a table. There's something very
Hmm.
intentional about it. It's like the one time of the day that you're actually looking someone in the eye as they're sitting across
Right?
from you and actually, speaking and connecting. And it just, yeah,
Hmm.
I love that piece of it too. Just the bringing to the tableness of it all. I don't know. I think it's kind of
I
beautiful.
agree.
I
When we
love
would
that.
like eat dinner, that was one of the only times that my whole family would like actively
Yeah.
be sitting and like talking to each other. We wouldn't be on our phones, you know.
Yep. Yep.
All
Same.
right, how's your mix looking?
It's looking very fluffy.
It's
I feel good about it.
fluffy.
It's
I'm
just
so proud.
fluffy. Thank you. Okay, yes. Now what do we do?
So now we're going to dump in all of our flour.
Ooh, okay. Flour. Okay.
We're gonna add in our baking soda and baking powder.
Okay. I love that I prepped all this ahead of time, so it wasn't me digging
It
through
makes it
bags.
so easy.
I know. I feel like I'm in a garden. This is lovely. How easy was
Right?
that?
I swear, I pretend like I'm on a cooking show every time I make a video. I'm like, yeah,
I love that.
easy.
Oh gosh. Well, there we go. It's all over. Okay. Oh
And we're gonna add
no!
in. Oh no!
It's fine. It's fine.
Everything's fine. Don't worry, it's fine.
Oh,
I get the
adds
question
to
all the
the
time: how do you bake while wearing black clothes? And I'm like,
yes.
it's a process, guys. It's a lot of like doing this and just like wiping flour
Yes.
away.
It's all over my corset. I feel so legitimate now. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you're
we
an official cook.
so we add that, and then I'm actually gonna switch from the whisk because this is the current situation.
Yes, the whisk we definitely want to switch away from now.
Okay, so sorry.
No, I'm a bad instructor. I'm really bad at giving directions.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Okay, so let's talk cozy inspirations after we figure out what the
Mhm.
next. What is the next step after this? By the way, I'm gonna mix it
So
up and then.
we added our flour, baking
Uh
soda,
huh.
and baking powder, and our salt.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to add in our chocolate chips now, because at this point we don't want to overmix the dough. We just want to mix it until all the flour is incorporated.
Okay. Okay.
And so if
Cool.
we added our chocolate chips now, it makes it easier. Also, if you have any other inclusions, I made some English coffee this morning, so I'm going to add some chunks of that.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
Oh
Okay,
wait, I
so
need some chocolate chips. That was my bad. I forgot to do that with mine. It's fine.
do I add in the vanilla too?
Oh
I
yeah,
think I missed
I
that.
didn't have vanilla in front of me, so I forgot that step of the process. Add your
No,
vanilla.
you're good. I'm adding vanilla. Okay, so cozy inspiration. So tell me, do you have, I know we discussed you weren't necessarily a reader at this moment, but
Hmm.
do you have any other cozy hobbies or cozy things that you really enjoy?
Oh, 1000%. Too many.
Tell me about
Um,
'em. We all love a cozy
I
hobby here.
like I said, I was an art page before this, so I love wood burning.
That's so cool.
Specifically is the thing I've been into recently. I do a lot of crocheting. I actually started
Yeah,
crocheting a granny sweater cardigan that I've been really excited about.
that's amazing. Will you wear it on your channel?
Oh, I definitely will if it ever gets done.
So we'll see it next
We'll
fall.
see. Yeah, probably.
Okay,
Honestly.
great.
And this hat I actually crocheted myself too. I had a
Mm,
lot of stuff because I was selling at like markets and that sort of thing.
mm-hmm.
Um, and I stopped selling at markets because I just didn't have the time anymore. So I have a
Fair.
bunch of like leftover stuff sitting around. I love playing with like resin. I also love music. I love like just listening to music and vibing
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, you know. Uh,
Yes, same.
One video game that Brett and I have been playing together has been Hearthstone a bunch. It's a free card
Yeah,
game.
fun.
Uh, it's kind of like easy Magic the Gathering, and it's been super,
Nice.
super fun to play that together. So,
So do you guys play a lot of games together?
yes, I unfortunately get very, very motion sick. So the games I can play are
Oh,
limited to like third person perspectives or like
yes.
really pixelated games, but we do enjoy
Yes.
gaming together.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes total sense. I'm sorry you get motion sickness that bad. That sucks.
I know, it's the worst. I can't even
Mm,
drive around in town sometimes, but it's okay. I stay
mm.
inside most of the time anyways.
There you go. We're cozy. We don't like to go. We're not movers. We're not
We're
moving and
cozy. We
shaking.
stay inside.
We stay inside. I love that. Yeah, so I've just dipped my toe into crocheting for the very first time. Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
I haven't I started it and then as I do for many things, I start it and then I put it down and then I forget it's there. So I keep getting reminders that I need to pick it back up. And so this is my official reminder. And if you were
Honestly,
in
that's
my
what I do too.
yes. Okay. I feel like a lot of us are that way. We all because you just have to try a bunch of things and figure out what you like. And then once I figure out what I like, I become obsessed with it. I have this one um, cozy like or coloring app on my iPad. I'm not kidding.
Oh,
That is my number one thing is just turning on an audiobook and then just doing a mindless
I
coloring
love
game.
those coloring apps. They're so fun.
They're so nice. It makes
I
it so
really
much
need to.
easier.
I really need to like download Audible or something because I would audiobook over music
There you
if
go.
I had it.
Yeah. Oh, if you need any suggestions, here to
I need
help.
all of this. See, I'm the sort of reader that like I'll read if you tell me a good book to read, but I can't find it myself. But if I have to find a
Yes.
book for myself, it's not happening.
Yes, I completely understand that. So wait, are there any books in the past that you actually really enjoyed?
Oh yeah, but it was in high school, so I forget entirely what they were about.
Yeah.
I know recently I actually have a friend who works at Penguin Random House, and
Oh
she
yeah.
gave me the book The Selection series.
Oh
And so
yeah,
that
that's
was
a big
probably my
one.
most recent book that I read, and I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I feel like I've never read that series, but a lot of people love it.
I thought it was pretty good.
There
A
you go.
little weird, but like romance fantasy books usually are, you know?
Yes. Yes. Okay, based off of that recommendation, well, here's what I will recommend you. Just based off of who you are and what I know about you thus far is so oh, are we putting this on the are we ready to do it? If I'm
Yes,
done.
we're ready. We are
Okay.
fully ready.
Yay!
And we're just gonna scoop them in little balls.
Perfect. So
Alright.
I recommend this book more than any other book, mainly because it's one of those books that I have yet to meet anyone who hated it. There are people who obviously don't. Everyone's going to have an opinion on about a book, but this is
Right.
my go-to like cozy fantasy story, and it's The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu
Oh,
Mandana.
I've heard about that one, and it's actually on my Amazon wish list because it
Is
sounded really
it?
good.
Okay, I'm telling you, this is your sign. If you
This is
haven't
my
read it,
sign.
that's one that I would suggest picking up for sure. It's such a good book, and it's just so heartwarming and lovely and perfect for winter time. It's actually set around winter solstice, so it's a good
Oh,
one just
I
to
love
throw
that.
in. Yeah, and it's a great audiobook, a really good audiobook.
That's perfect. I feel like I would function a lot better with audiobooks than normal
Same.
books because
Yeah, that's my go-to.
I have to be doing something with my hands, or I'll spend like 8 hours just doing like
Yep.
reading, and I'll be like, oh, I did nothing today.
Nothing. Whoops.
Oops.
Whoops. Okay, so the thing that I love most about CopperSpoon is how you bring together everyone with food, like we were talking about before. It's just
Oh
like a
yeah.
very true and tender community that you've invited along. And I know that there's friends watching that may be in, a lonelier season, as we all have been in.
Mhm.
So, do you have any suggestions on finding friendships and just building community online? Because sometimes that can be really intimidating.
Honestly, it can be very, very intimidating, and I've personally been there myself. Especially like I'll go into Discord servers, and there's just so many people there, and you
So
feel
much
like
going
there's
on.
so much going on. You feel like such a small fish in the sea. And I
Yeah.
think my best advice is to just go in and be yourself and be present in there. And not every server, not every community that you find is going to be the right fit for you, but
Yeah.
there is a right fit for you. There's so many communities out there. There's so many people who have made these servers and these communities that, they are proud of. And even though
Hmm.
one might not be the best fit for you, there's going to be one out there. I
Yeah.
personally am very bad about it. I get very intimidated by the big Discord communities, but truly, there are so many kind people out there, and it's just kind of giving them a shot, you know?
Yeah. I feel like even if you're here and you're watching and you're just like in this chat, just in this chat, if whoever's in this chat, you all have something very much in common. The fact that you're interested in what's happening right now on screen, like there's a place for you no matter what you're into. And I do that's one thing I do love about the internet and building community online is it has
Hmm.
helped me find very much like more meaningful friendships because it casts such a
Hmm.
wider net than just the people who are just right next to you, you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
it can be really beautiful. But yeah, I feel like it can be very intimidating, especially if you are more introverted or shyer, to pop into those overwhelming spaces and like speak up or
Hmm.
say something. One thing I always say with my Discord is pick one channel, like one channel that
Hmm.
interests you, and just stick with that one for a week and just
Yep.
pop it, like hang out in there, talk to whoever's in there, make it very, very simple for yourself. That's where you live. And then gradually it will help you warm up into other spaces and just keeping it small,
Honestly.
you know?
Especially, and if there's one person who, like, because a lot of times that's what I'll find what happens in my Discord server is that these two very specific people will be active and talking to each other. It's like if you find that
Mm-hmm.
person who wants to interact with you, that's awesome. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be everybody in the server. It doesn't have to be like so much interaction. Even just one person and
Yep.
connecting with them is so special.
Yep. It's so true. I love that. I'm also, look at this.
They're
They look so
beautiful.
good.
So, do you have any leftover chocolate chips?
Yeah.
So if you want to be real fancy, take the extra chocolate chips and just start sticking them on the outside of your cookies. And when they
Okay.
bake, the outside will get those big chocolatey chunks like you see in like the really Instagrammable cookies.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Okay, tell me what's your favorite thing you've baked, by the way? Do you
Oh
have like
goodness,
a
that's
favorite?
difficult because I'm gonna be fully honest. I'm not as big of a baker as I
Yeah.
am like a cook. I honestly hate filming baking because there's so many more dishes and steps. It's like, oh, I gotta measure
Yeah.
this. It has to be perfect.
Yep.
But if I had to pick a favorite one, I made a blackberry honey crumble with
Okay.
homemade ice cream.
Ooh,
and
with homemade ice cream.
and I actually did a variation of it. I have this shortbread cookie recipe from when it was
Mm,
in a cookbook when I was a kid. And it's literally just butter, sugar, flour, and salt and vanilla. And I
yes.
memorized the recipe, and I did that as the
Amazing.
crumble on top instead of a normal crumble. So that's
Fantastic.
probably my favorite.
I love it. I love it. That's amazing. How do you develop your recipes now? Because obviously, little pitch, we're working on a cookbook. Cookbook's coming out.
Yes, actually, the cookbook manuscript is fully done and with my
Oh my
publisher
gosh.
now. It's
Unreal.
been a couple months since it
Congratulations.
comes back. Thank you.
That's huge.
Honestly, I get a lot of inspiration from the internet. I
Yeah,
watch a lot of cooking videos. I
sure.
love watching cooking videos.
Sure.
And because I watch so many cooking videos, I just kind of absorb that knowledge, and I'm like, I could probably make that.
Mm-hmm.
In my house, we call it the bisexual audacity to do the things I don't know how I can actually do them.
Love that for you.
and
Amazing.
so, and so a lot of the times I'll just be like, I gotta get the concept of how to make this, and then I'll try it, and it works like a solid 93% of the time. Every
Yes.
once in a while, I'll have it done, but most of the time, we can get it working. And
I
most of the time,
love
when I
that.
fail, it's because I tried baking without a recipe.
Yeah, baking without a recipe, that's tough. I salute anyone who can take that on. I feel like it's too, that's why I prefer cooking too, because I can just throw stuff in just willy-nilly
Hmm.
and I kind of know instinctively what's going to happen, but with cooking or
Right?
baking, no clue, no idea.
Right? It's much harder to bake.
Hmm. Oh my gosh, so much harder. Okay, now I have pretty cookies. I'm
Yay!
very
And so
excited.
what we're gonna do now, how much time do we have, I guess?
Let's see, we're at the 33-minute mark, so we have about half an
33
hour.
minutes?
Yep.
Okay, in that case, what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw these in the freezer for like
Oh,
20 minutes. And that's gonna
okay.
help your cookies like stay inflated and like keep
Okay.
its shape and not just like flatten out as soon as it gets in the oven.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
If you have room in the freezer.
That's what I'm having to maneuver here, but I think I can do it.
Right.
My
I'm gonna
freezer
have to
is.
go wash my hands here in a second because I don't own a cookie scoop. My hands are covered in cookie dough.
You guys tell us in the chat, do you prefer cooking or baking? What do you guys? Is the CopperSpoon, yeah, is that the CopperSpoon on TikTok? Yes. CopperSpoon.
Mhm.
What's your exact TikTok handle?
I want to say it's CopperSpoon in and Tavern on TikTok,
I think
and
so.
then on Instagram it's the CopperSpoon underscore
Underscore.
21.
Yes. Okay. Hang on, guys. I'm putting it in the freezer here. All right. Get in there.
Get in
Okay.
there.
Perfect.
And then while those are in the freezer, we can preheat our oven to 350 if we have not already done
Yep. Already done. Way ahead of you.
that. Here's some cookies.
Gluten-free baking. Ooh. That's tough.
Ooh.
Well done.
I actually,
Lots of
my
gluten.
my nana does gluten-free baking. Like she's one of those people who spends literally all day in the kitchen, even though she doesn't have anybody to feed.
Oh,
So, some of her gluten-free recipes are actually going to end up in the cookbook.
hmm. I love that. How special. Do we have a name for the cookbook? Is it CopperSpoon Tavern?
So it's the cookbook is going to be called the CopperSpoon Chronicles. And that's because it's not just a cookbook, it's also a cookbook in the story. It's basically Copperspoon's journey on filling up her cookbook because her family tradition is when everybody in her family comes of age, they go on an adventure to fill up their cookbook. And she's also a writer and a storyteller. So she writes down the story of her adventure as she's filling up the cookbook and getting the recipes.
I am obsessed with this. That is so creative. I love that it's coming from Cobb's perspective specifically. That is amazing.
Right? I
And
always knew I wanted to do a story along with the cookbook. I didn't want it to be just a cookbook because there was
sure.
so much more behind it than that. And so we kind of came up with the idea that we were going to full on do a story with it. And we like just got done writing everything. And so I'm super excited about it.
Gosh, I can't wait. I'm gonna absolutely. I'm like getting it, and we're gonna bake a few recipes from the tea room for it. I like cannot wait, or at least do
I'm
some
so
of the cooking.
excited.
And is it just a
1000.
whole mix of different things? Is it how is
It
it
is a
separated? If you
mix.
can, okay,
So it's separated by story mostly, but we're gonna have an index that has
okay,
like separated out by like breakfast, lunch, dinner, that sort of thing. But there's a
sure.
mix of everything. There's breakfast, there's lunch, there's dinner, there's desserts, appetizers, there's baked goods. We truly went all out on it. I think
I
there's over
love
80
this.
plus recipes, so it's a full cookbook.
I'm amazed. Wildly impressed. That's so cool. Congratulations. That's huge.
Thank
And if you
you.
need any promotion help, please let me know. Always there. I've got your
Oh,
back.
for sure.
I know my community will absolutely eat that up. We'll have to cook something. We have like a cozy cooking night once a month where we'll just either bring on a
Perfect.
guest to cook with, or I just cook up something and we're just kind of hanging out and eating dinner. So maybe we'll have to make one of the recipes, one of them for sure.
I love that. That's so
Hmm.
fun.
I'd love to
So
know
much
how you
better for
came
other
up.
people.
I know it's so much more fun. I would love to hear how you developed the actual character of Cobb. Like, where did Copper Spoon come from? How did that? Because we went from just baking some soup to now,
Yeah.
but it's where did the actual
So
Cobb come from?
honestly, when I first like made the video and it went viral crazy, I've always wanted to make a cookbook, even before like
Yeah.
the page flew up or anything like that. It was something I was always interested in doing, and I was just like, every time I would start doing it, I'd be like, I don't want to do this anymore. This feels like a lot of work, and I don't know if it's going to be good or not. But after like the video went crazy and started getting followers, I was like, oh, I could probably do this. It could probably actually do well. And
Yes.
so very quickly, I decided it's like, okay, it's a tavern theme, which means it's a tavern keep, which means that's a character in my mind now, which means now this is a story. And it all went on, and literally, like, after the first, like, maybe 5 or 6 cooking videos where people were starting to ask for a cookbook already, Brett and I sat down, and I was like, we gotta come up with a name for the tavern, because everybody's like, it's a tavern, so it has to be a tavern now. And he was actually the one who came up with the copper spoon. And he said, and I was just like, the copper spoon, the copper spoon. I just fell in love. It just fit. It
Yes.
just fit.
I love it. It absolutely does. And then you started curating, and now you have this incredible collection behind you. Can I dig a little bit just behind the scenes on your? And this is selfish because I just want to know. But can you tell me about the set in general? How did you create it? Is it one wall? Are you in a separate room? Like, where are you at right now?
So I am actually, it is very, because we actually just moved into a new
Yes.
apartment. And in this space, I have so much more room and it's so nice. Um, Here is actually what is supposed to be the dining room.
Okay.
And it's like an apartment kitchen, so it's one of those kitchens where it's like there's a row of counters in the fridge over here, and then there's a row of counters in the sink over here. And so like my tripod is literally sitting directly in the middle of the kitchen, pointing at the dining room.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
so cool. It's so cool. And did you curate your things? Did you go thrifting? I mean, are they all from all different kind of places? Renfests? I know some of
Uh,
mine are from that.
oh yeah, it's honestly a huge like mixing pot.
Yeah.
Had an Amazon wish list for Christmas, and so one Christmas was just like set stuff, set stuff, set stuff. Like that's actually where I got the backdrop of like the wooden thing was Amazon.
Yes.
A ton of it was thrifting, like actively thrifting. Some of it was Brett and his family have this huge storage unit, and he's always loved fantasy stuff. He's been playing D&D for like over 20 years now, and so he has had a bunch of fantasy stuff. So some of it is like heirlooms, and
I love it.
so it's just like a hodgepodge of literally everything.
That's awesome. It looks
Yeah.
so great. And just the design of it is wild to me. It looks so very warm and very, I mean, real. It looks very authentic.
Thank you. A lot of
Yeah.
people will ask me if it's like a green screen. I'm like, no.
No.
It was so
Don't piss
difficult
my
coming
bare
to this.
hands.
It was actually so difficult coming to this new space because in the last
Mm,
set it was literally just a corner of my living room, and I had one short shelf and one tall shelf, and you could only see three shelves up from the tall
yep.
shelf. And so I have now two tall shelves and a short shelf, and I'm like, where do I put things? I don't know if I have enough stuff.
I love it. I'm looking at the chat right now and they're all kind of going through what they're baking. There's a lot of gluten-free baking. Oh,
That's
Hannah is
awesome.
currently prepping sausage and shrimp gumbo for tonight. That sounds
Ooh.
amazing. Hannah, are we invited over? Would love it.
Yes, please invite me. While you do that, I'm going
Uh,
to really quickly stick these in the freezer and wash my hands.
yeah, I'm gonna check in. Okay, so Robin made a vegan apple pie. That sounds incredible. What is vegan? I'm trying to think. Is it just the pie crust would need to be something, or I guess is there eggs in apple pie? I'm not really sure.
I think it's
Um,
just the pie crust.
yeah, I think it is too. That's awesome. I bet that was so good. What? 'Tis the season, man. I love a pie in the fall. I love
Right.
a pie anytime, honestly. I love it. Oh, I want to do a tavern style video, but my kitchen looks too modern. Same. Mine does too. So for mine, I have a little set in our guest room. Mine is a little corner as well. And so I just kind of took over that small corner. And before that, it was literally one little space of wall where I just bought like um, a high top kind of console table. And then
Mhm.
I bought, Amazon had like a $6 stone backdrop that you could just pin to the
Uh-huh.
wall. And that's all I did. And it started with that and a tab or like a tabletop. And that's all it needed. And it was what, $10 by the end of it, So you
Right.
really can. You don't have to completely take over your kitchen or change to begin. If you want to start doing tavern
And
content, you can keep it really simple.
and honestly, like when I started Tavern content, I didn't even have a backdrop.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was literally just a wooden cutting board that my hands were in. And then slowly there was a lantern behind the cutting board. And then I would make like little signs or something, post on the walls, and I put twinkle lights around it. So
Yep.
truly, you can start super, super simple. You don't even have to be in the videos to start out with. I didn't start being in my videos until like a year and a half after I
Yeah.
started making food content. So
Yeah.
truly, you can start with very little.
Yes. It was interesting too because I scrolled back on Quincy. If you guys aren't familiar with Quincy's Tavern, he's incredible. His tavern stuff is it's like an inspiration to all of us. But his started back when I scrolled. He was literally sitting on the floor and with a coffee table. So he had his feet like underneath the coffee table and he was just sitting there pretending to like lean on it. But it was a coffee table and he had it like black and white the way he did
Oh,
it. It was so, so, so simple and so silly and lovely. So I think, yeah, the simpler the better too, because if you're
mhm.
starting to create content, and this is really for anything in life, but if you're starting a new adventure, it's so much easier to cut it down to bare bones and then work yourself up to something bigger.
Mhm.
I know I get the tendency to feel like everything has to be perfect before I begin. But what I'm learning, especially through the TikTok journey and everything that we're doing with
Mhm.
content, is that that's absolutely not the way to do it because it will
Mhm.
hold you back and it will keep you from creating. You know,
I fully agree. That's exactly how I
yeah,
am too. I literally was like, I don't want to do it unless I have everything. And then at
perfect.
some point, it's just like, we're doing it. we're doing it, and
Yep.
people are gonna like it or they're gonna not, and that's fine.
Yep. Someone asked, what kind of cameras do we use? I film everything on my phone camera. So do I. Most of it. I did get a new camera recently, and I've been playing with that one. And it's a Sony. I can't tell you the number, but it is a Sony. I will let you know later.
Number.
Yes, but it's a very simple camera, and I just started doing that. But even that it does make the process harder. It's so much easier just use your phone. Just use your phone.
And
You don't have to
honestly,
use
there's
anything
so
else.
many great editing apps on the phone now. It's so much
Yes.
harder to like transfer something to a new website just so you can edit it and figure out a full system. I was very
Yep.
lucky. I took a lot of video editing classes in high school, and so that's why like I can do a lot of the quick
Mhm.
cuts, and that's why like I decided to make the videos the way I do instead of it
Yes.
having just one long form.
Yes.
But it's not super simple to learn. It's
No.
pretty complicated, and so keeping it simple and just using your phone. I use a phone, and I have a ring light from Walmart that is scotch taped together because it
There
fell
you
and
go.
broke.
Yes. Okay. What about any other suggestions for creators that are just starting out and putting videos online or want to do Tavern TikToks? We can go even deeper into this. And you guys ask any questions you want. I'm keeping my eye on the chat. So if you have anything specific, but I think these to start are great suggestions. Um, keep it simple and
Honestly,
start with your phone.
yeah, keep it simple. Start with your phone. You don't have to have anything fancy. And I think the biggest thing is have fun with it. If you're not having fun with it,
Yeah.
then why are you doing it? If you're looking at it as just like a obligation instead of something you
Yeah.
enjoy, it's never gonna make it. Your heart's not gonna be into it. So as long as you're enjoying it, just keep going and keep doing it, and don't pay too much attention to the numbers because that can
Yes.
really get to your head.
Yes. And it's so easy to say that, but it's so hard to actually put that into practice. And this goes for anyone that's doing anything
1000%.
online. Yeah, it is. And I still get stuck on that too, where I'm like, I worked so hard on that video and only 3 people saw it. It's heartbreaking because you do put all of your heart into
Mhm.
this creation. But the great thing about the internet is if only 3 people saw it, then only 3 people saw it. That means you can just repost it, you know what I mean, in a
Yeah,
week, and then maybe 10
exactly.
people will see it. It
Uh-huh.
just I
And
repost
trust
all the
me,
time.
the videos that you spend 10 hours on are never going to do as well as the videos you spend 3 minutes on.
It's so
Never
true.
works that way. Never,
Every
ever, ever happens.
no, every viral video that I've ever had has been a 30-second me going, "Oh, check this out" thing. It was never
Uh-huh.
anything that I planned.
Yeah, that's what the soup video was. It's like, I was doing
Yes.
this because I couldn't film what I was gonna film.
Yes. Yes. Oh, it's so frustrating. Man. And editing wise, I feel like again, keeping it really simple. CapCut has been a great. I know Sarah mentioned that one too in the chat. CapCut is a
Mhm.
really great one to start with if you're new to editing. And they have so many tutorials to help you along the way. And
Mhm.
honestly, in the TikTok app now, there's a lot of ways to do it. It makes it pretty simple as well. But yeah, I agree with the have as much fun as possible because especially if you're doing anything taverny or cosplay like we can see the joy. You can tell when
Uh-huh.
someone really enjoys what they do, and that's what people connect to the most. That's what I connected to Cobb. That's how I connected, was just I can tell how much joy is happening on the screen, and that's what will really create a community around what you're doing.
Mhm.
I think a big thing as well that I learned was when you're talking about numbers, um, if you stop focusing on the numbers as much and start focusing on the community piece of it and like, well, did so and
Mhm.
so engage or did so, you start getting to see faces and names that look familiar. It becomes so much more rewarding and so much
Mhm.
kinder to yourself and your mental space because,
Oh yeah.
and it's just so much
Following
more
up.
fun.
Uh-huh. It's
Yeah.
all about the people who are there and who want to be there. Because at the end of the day, you could have a trillion followers, and more than half of them aren't going to care about you. But there are those people that just keep coming back, and you
Show
notice
up.
them, and you see their names in the comments consistently, and those are the people who matter. You know?
Yep. Yep. You don't need 10,000, 12,000, millions of fans. You just need your little small crew that really, really
Mhm.
understands what you're doing and wants to do it alongside you. And then it will be such a pleasant experience versus
Mhm.
just competitive and anxiety. And there's definitely, I've done that version of it too, and it's not fun.
Mhm. Yeah, it's not as fun.
It's like a quick ticket to burnout too.
Honestly, though, I actually just recently, because it was Hobbit Day, and I was
Yeah.
like, I always miss the holidays, and so it was like a week before I found out the Hobbit Day was coming up, and I was like, I'm doing it this week. I'm filming all the Hobbit meals. Don't push yourself. You don't have to make the holidays. It's fine.
No. Have you experienced burnout before in your content journey at all?
1,000%. There's been multiple
Yeah.
times where it's just like I'm taking a month off. That's turned into
Yeah.
like 2 months because it's just like
Yeah.
it's really, really difficult, especially with the cooking aspect of it. Cooking while filming is very difficult. And so a lot of the times I'll push myself a little bit too hard and be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't film 3 videos in a day,
Yeah.
you know? And so
Yep.
definitely have hit the burnout before, and it's a really hard balance to keep.
Yeah, I agree. I think learning really quickly too, if you're starting this like content journey in general, learning quickly how to kind of read your own energy like that and know when you need a break and allow yourself that break. And I know a lot of times because of the numbers, we get so nervous to not post and to take time off, thinking that no one will be there. Well, everyone will be there. You guys have
Mhm.
experienced so many creators that have said, "I need to take a month off," or 6 months
Mhm.
off, and then they come back and we're all elated, to see them
Yeah.
again. So just know you can always take a break. Really, anywhere in life, you can take a break.
And this is such an understanding community too. Like this
Yeah,
isn't your boss at the 9 to 5 who's gonna yell at
yeah,
you if you don't show up for a week. Like this is
no.
just people on the internet trying to get by and live life.
Yes, yes, I agree. I feel like my cookies have been in there for a solid
Your
10.
cookies are for sure ready to go in the oven, and mine are too, but I forgot to preheat my oven.
Oh no!
I'm a bad example. I'm gonna go do that now.
No, you're not a bad example. I am going to spread this out. Okay, so now we're cooking up and baking up the cookies. You know what? I would love to know what you feel is really like cozy content has become so big and everyone's doing, not everyone, but there's definitely a community for it now, using the word cozy, whether it's gamers or baking, tavern
Oh,
creators, D&D. There's a lot of it. So what do you think it is about the cozy word cozy that is connecting in that way? Like, why do you think we're all doing this? I can
I
tell you what I'm doing.
honestly, I honestly think that like cozy is such an opposition to so much going on in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just this is between the panorama that happened and just everything happening in the world, it's very hard to dissociate from that. But there's
Yeah.
so many people coming out being like, life can still be cozy, like we can all still be cozy, we can find our creature comforts and all the darkness that's through this. And I think a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people just want that. They just want to go back to like the simple times where nothing was awful.
Yes, it's interesting. Elaine in our chat said we're all exhausted and stressed. That's
Yeah,
fair.
literally, literally. We all just need a break.
We all need a break, and it feels good to like stop and slow down. I love this too resurgence of cozy hobbying. How we're all just kind of
Mhm.
becoming like old grandmas in our young age.
Yes,
It's such a delight.
it, I was walking through Winco last Christmas and I had yarn in my pocket and I was
Mm.
crocheting a Christmas present while we were walking through the grocery store. They had 3 old ladies stop me and tell me how impressive I was. I'm like, yes, I've won.
Honestly, my dream compliments. Like it's
Right?
got both generations. It's old ladies, like just the
Uh-huh.
elderly love, like older the better,
Mhm.
and then like
Uh-huh.
the youths. If the youths
Exactly.
compliment me, I'm beyond. You've made my whole week. I know I'm so cool.
Wow. Exactly. It's like you are brutally honest, so I'm gonna believe you.
Yeah.
I've
Seriously,
won.
If a 12-year-old girl, man, comes up to me and says, "You look cool," I'm like, "Yeah, I do. Absolutely, I do. This is exciting." Yeah, everyone's talking about. Everyone's talking about between the ongoing pandemic, the climate collapse, or the ongoing political nightmare, decades of grim dark media, also true. We're like, please, I need a break. That also is right, spot on. I feel like
Yeah.
I think, yeah, we all just need a breath, and cozy content has just offered us that breath, which has been really cool to see. And I feel like I'm wondering. And maybe, I don't know, what do you guys think? But I'm wondering if it will continue to advance into traditional media as well. I wonder if we're going to keep getting or get softer shows like, or softer movies like Over the Garden Wall. You know, because
I hope so.
I know. I do too. I do too. I would love to see us. I know, seriously. Yeah. I love, too, like Great British Baking Show.
Yes.
Stakes are low. It's soft. There's no like super drama other than, you know, someone's cake falling flat. It's lovely. I didn't set a timer for these.
8 minutes. So probably like 4 now. 3, 5?
We're fine. It's totally fine. We'll start with 4.
Super easy. Yeah, we'll start with 4 and just check them. They'll be fine.
It's totally fine. It's totally fine. I'm keeping my eye on it. Someone said more Bridgerton and British Baking Show. Really, honestly, just more England. That's all we really want.
More England. They have a way of like, if they're gonna have drama in England, they're gonna do it in a way that's like sophisticated and feels nice.
Let's see. Antoinette is here and says she's excited to be here. That Meg's Tearoom and CopperSpoon are both such inspirations to me. I have my own very small channel that has baking and cozy cottage vibes. Net, it's Nettea bakes. Congratulations. That's amazing.
That's so fun.
We love it. Keep going. Keep creating. That's awesome. And you guys, we're into that part where if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. I'm keeping an eye on it, and we'd love to answer if it's about content, making content, or just cozy, anything food related. We're here to answer them. Let's see, Alex says she thinks that that the rising trend of cozy is going to keep going strong for a while. It'll be a good long while before the world approaches cozy again. Yeah, I think it will go strong for a while too. I also hope so.
If you want another good cozy show, have you ever seen the show Hilda?
Hilda?
It's called Hilda.
I feel like my community has told me about this. Okay, Hilda.
It's on Netflix. It is the cutest little show. There's like a bunch of woodland creatures and follows this little girl and her friends. It's the cutest, coziest thing. Very over the garden vibes.
Okay, Hilda, and it has Scandinavian lore. Ooh,
yes. I didn't know what type of lore. Well, I knew there was some type of lore, but I wasn't confident I'd say the right one, so I just left that part out.
I love this. Let's see. Amy asks, how do you research all of your cozy books? Amy, can you clarify? Do you mean the books that I share on my channel or the books that CopperSpoon is working on? The recipe book? If you clarify that, we can answer that for you.
Good question.
Do we remember Slow TV? There was a whole show about going literally from sheep to sweater in like 9 hours. What? I don't remember Slow TV, but that sounds amazing.
That does sound amazing. I watched like Instagram videos like that does it in like 5 seconds, but you know.
I know. Let's see. Okay. What do you wish you knew about this content journey before you hit post on that very first video? That's a great question.
Oh gosh. I think it would just be like how much of a roller coaster it would be. Because truly making content, it's like you get these really high highs of like, whoa, that video did really well. And then it's like, okay, nothing's going well for 3 weeks.
Yep.
It's like, am I good enough? I'm great. Am I good enough? You know, it really is a roller coaster.
It really is. It really is.
And so that's just what I would have told myself. Because it's just, I'm very grateful and appreciative to be able to do this, but it's also still hard. And I think that's the thing that people forget is that it is hard.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of opinions you're getting all the time. And we weren't meant to know what everyone thinks of us all the time.
No, we weren't. I truly, at one point, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna not read comments anymore. And so
Same.
Brett was like, okay, I'll respond to people for you. I'm like, thank you.
My husband Brian does the same thing. I'm like, okay, I can't look at my comments right now, and he will take them and filter through them and make sure they're good.
Right.
Yeah. I think mine is along the same lines. Is I wish I had known before I started the phrase "you are not." Tension. Hold on. It went off. Hold on.
Technicalities.
Oh no, it's not ready yet. Okay. We're gonna give it like 2 more minutes.
I love it. I love it.
Okay. I wish I had known the phrase, you are not everyone's cup of tea, and you're not going to be, and that is okay. I think that bothered me so much to have either negative comments or people that didn't get what I was doing or didn't like it or thought I was being insincere because of how I was approaching how I spoke, things like that. And that took me by surprise, I think, because I am a people pleaser, very much so, and so I want everyone to like. And so to see that it's not everyone's cup of tea was a harsh reality, but also a very freeing one, because then you get to just do you. Once you get that in your head, it's like, oh, that's okay. I don't have to be for them. I'm for me. And then whoever wants to come along gets to come along, and that's super fun, and it just makes everything else so much brighter and all the pressure's off. Ugh.
Another tip for if you want to do content creation, don't respond to hate comments. Just go block them if you don't want to see it. Delete the comment. Like, don't feed into it. Don't respond to them. It doesn't make it better.
No.
It won't make you feel better. It's not gonna. And if you want, what my fiance likes to do is like egg them on a little bit to like get a comment thread going and boost views. But like, I ignore it.
Yeah, for my mental health, I have to do the same thing. I'm out. Yeah.
Right. We're just gonna block you, and that's fine.
Yep. I love that. Okay, let's see. We got a few little questions. How do I research the books that I share on media? Let's see. Usually I will just be watching TikTok myself or going through on publishers' websites, so like HarperCollins or Penguin Random House. So I'll be going in and just trying to find different stories that I think would match my audience. Or if I hear one, I automatically add it to my list on Goodreads or Fable. So I have kind of a working list that I'm going off of, and then I'll research it myself to make sure that it's a good fit for everyone. And I like it to be, we're working towards diversifying cozy fantasy. So I'm always researching and looking for more that fit in that as well. Hold on. Timer went off. We're both busy. We're busy women. Hold on.
You got this. I believe in you. I'm just putting my cookies in the oven.
Hang on. Okay. I think mine are maybe they look okay. So they look
brown around the edges.
Yes, they are.
All right, then you should be golden.
You guys.
They'll finish cooking on the tray, so just leave them on the warm tray for a couple minutes. You're great.
We did it. You're
doing great, sweetie. I don't see what they look like. I'm proud of you.
I love it. Amy Cobb actually talked about her recipe earlier. So if you scroll back on this, she talks all about the recipe book. So you definitely go back and listen to that. Let's see.
Me. I moved my tripod.
I love it. Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. I'm so glad you guys are here. We're wrapping up here soon. But let's see. Today, if you want to hang out with me a little later, I'll be doing a witchy cozy fantasy panel with some amazing writers, and that one is at 5 p.m. Central. And then Bindery, the publishing company that I'm publishing my cozy fantasy with, that I didn't write, but that I'm publishing, that is at 7 p.m. Central. Make sure I get my ducks in a row. So many things happening today, but there's so many good panels also happening today. It's awesome.
You're so busy.
Busy gal. A busy witch today. Let's see. I do have a final question, and then we can just hang out and chat. This is my question that I ask on every interview, no matter who I'm interviewing. This is very important. Okay. What is keeping you cozy right now? Lay it on me. It could be simple, honestly, or It can be big, whatever.
There's honestly so many things. A lot of it is we just moved into our new apartment. And at the last apartment, we were living with my fiance's mom. But in this apartment, it's our own. And so we've gotten to
Mm.
decorate it exactly how we want. And I love spooky season. And so I have all my Halloween decorations out. And so, like, my favorite thing to do is to fully clean the living room, make sure all the pillows are fluffed. I'm a big throw pillow person when it comes to spooky season, so I have like
Yes.
20 of them. And
Do
so
they
I
have
fluff
any
all my
characters
pillows.
on them? Like, do they have like spiders or anything cool?
Oh yeah, oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I get
Oh, yeah.
so many, and a lot of them need to be washed.
Love
I've been looking at them. I'm like, that's dirty.
it.
But just fluffing all the pillows and turning on all the little twinkle lights and just putting on like a Halloween movie. And then my
Yes.
little three-legged kitty loves to cuddle, so he'll come and he'll like lay on me and we'll just cuddle and watch Halloween movies and I'll like crochet or something.
This is my dream. This is my dream night. You're like, this is amazing.
It's
I love
super
that.
like we have the living room. We just got coffee tables in too, so I can like put stuff on the top. I actually have my favorite thing that I've done recently is I have a little jar. I have multiple jars, but I have one with
Mhm.
M&Ms, one with candy pecans, and a mini one with Sour Patch watermelon just on a tray on my coffee table. And I'm like, I have snacks.
Oh my gosh. Wait, okay, did you say the pecan well, I call them pecans. I'm from North Carolina, please excuse me.
Mhm.
But you had a can of pecans?
Yeah,
Did you
it's like
say
a
the
big. Hold
candied
on, I
ones?
got this.
Like the candy, these are one of my favorite things on the planet. Oh my gosh. Y'all, you're gonna
So
come back.
this
I
is
knew you were gonna
my
come back with a huge ass jar.
my giant
Oh,
jar.
oh yeah. See, that's what they're
They're all
supposed to do.
yeah, exactly. We're supposed to stick together. We get out. We have a Winco here, and they sell bulk candy pecans. So we have one with candy pecans, one with M&Ms, and then we have a
Oh,
small one with Sour Patch watermelon.
oh. Y'all, okay, everybody put in the chat, what is your favorite fall treat? What is the fall treat that you absolutely go feral for? Okay, tell me, do you have one? Is one of these representative of that? Because that might be mine.
Honestly, if I had to pick a favorite, it's
Yeah.
my homemade candy pecans. I can't make those because my fiance's extra white and they're spicy.
Oh no. Fair. Okay.
And so we just get the Winco ones, but if I had to pick, it's probably my homemade candy pecans because they're so good.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Ooh, we got pumpkin mousse. That sounds good too.
Ooh, that sounds delicious. You know
Ooh,
what I've been doing recently? I have a
what?
little blowtorch for creme brulee, so I'll just get a
Sure.
bowl of ice cream, put some sugar on top, and blowtorch it, and have
Oh,
creme brulee
wow.
ice cream.
What? I didn't
Yeah,
know you could do
easy.
that.
It's so easy.
Can
It's
you
so fun
imagine?
playing with the fire.
Can you imagine though on pumpkin ice cream, putting that brulee
Oh
on top of that?
yeah.
Oh my
Oh
lantern.
yeah.
Okay, we've got pumpkin cream cheese muffins. Yes. Okay. Apple cider donuts, pumpkin baked oatmeal, pumpkin donut. Y'all, I'm coming into everyone's house. Please bake for me apple crumble, peanut butter kisses, but my wife is allergic to peanuts. No, Zachary, what a
No.
bummer. Oh, but man, that sounds amazing. I love these. Everyone's baking right now, and it makes my heart so happy, including us. This has been such a
Mm.
joy. Are you going through your cookbook right
Honestly,
now?
this is not mine, but this
Oh,
is
I
my
was like,
friend's because
what?
apple cider donuts had me thinking this. I
Ooh.
forget what her actual tag is, and I feel really bad about it. But she did a chai spiced donut,
Oh
and it's in
gosh.
her cookbook, and I made it like a year ago
Ooh.
at fall time. But it's one of my
Ooh.
favorite fall recipes now too. If I had the spoons
Gosh.
to make donuts every year.
That sounds
But
seriously. That's an undertaking for sure. Yes.
but what is her page? Hold on. Under a Tin Roof.
The Tin Roof, yes! Oh,
Under
I
a
love
Tin Roof. One of
her!
my favorite bakers. It's in
Oh
her
my
cookbook.
gosh.
But
Y'all,
I made it last year. It's so cute.
if you want a good cozy YouTuber to
Mhm.
follow, Under a Tin Roof is one of my it just you want to calm down immediately. Like
Oh yeah.
but then boost in serotonin while everything else is going down.
Did you see
Like,
she's actually doing a collab with a clothing brand?
yep,
I'm so excited.
a dream. A dream. I
A
love it.
dream.
Amy wants to know the name of your cookbook. Can you repeat it one more time for her?
It's going to be called the CopperSpoon Chronicles, and it's a cookbook adventure, so it's part story, part cookbook.
And then do we have, again, a date for that?
If they said
release?
spring of 2025, so somewhere in spring of 2025.
Okay, perfect. And that cookbook is by Under the Tin Roof. And what is that one called?
This one is called the Cottagecore Baking Book. It's her second
Cottagecore
cookbook,
Baking,
I believe.
Yes. My cookie is done. I would like to eat it now.
So eat it. Do it.
All right, taste test for the cookie. My husband's got his arms all grabby for one. Hang on, let me go first. Oh my gosh. Yep. Oh my gosh. That is the perfect
Aren't they so
chocolate chip
good?
cookie.
My friend actually gave me this recipe, and it's
Oh
the
my gosh.
I haven't found a better chocolate chip cookie recipe.
Y'all. Okay. And I actually halved the recipe. I only did half of everything, and it was such an easy one to half. There were no weird portions of anything.
There's nothing
Yeah.
weird in it.
Nothing weird. You know what I often do with chocolate chip cookies? I'll make a big batch, and then I'll put them in the freezer and freeze them into the balls. And then I'll put them in a Ziploc and just keep them in the freezer. That way, any time of the year or any time of the season, I can take, one or two out after dinner if I just want like one or two so I don't eat the entire tray, which is what is probably what
That's so smart.
Oh, I got chocolate all over me.
When we lived at the pizza shop, they actually did chocolate chip cookie pizzas. So occasionally we would just grab a thing of cookie dough out of the freezer and make a full cookie pizza for ourselves. All right, that's my timer.
A whole cookie pizza. That's what we should have done. What are we doing?
Right?
Making these teeny little things.
Ooh, might need a couple more minutes.
You need a few more minutes?
Yes,
we're good. Right? I know. He just said, "Oh my god."
What I like to do to finish them off too, because I also put toffee chunks in mine, I finish it with a little bit of flaky sea salt. I'm a flaky salt type person.
That sounds amazing. Oh, I should have done that.
You
oh
still
man.
Can. You still
well, they're
can.
like hard now though.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't feel like it'll stick.
It's like sprinkles. It's like salty sprinkles.
I mean, yeah. Y'all, it has been like the biggest joy to be here today. I'm truly just overwhelmed. This has been such a cool event overall. I just love that we have a good cozy fantasy convention happening to celebrate cozy culture and just all the things that we love.
It's about time.
I know, and I know we're gonna do it again most likely next year as well. So keep your eyes peeled on that. I am going to wrap it up here on my own, if it's okay, because I have to go get ready for the next panel, which is coming up very soon and is very exciting. But I love you guys so much. Seriously, thank you for being here. Cobb, truly, it has been the honor of a lifetime to speak with you.
It's so fun to be here.
Seriously, you guys make sure you go and follow the CopperSpoon. Get out of here. He's getting another cookie.
Cookies are important.
They are important. It has been an honor to be able to talk with you and to spend time with you. Let's do this again soon. I feel like we should have a live or something and just bake together. That would be so much fun.
I love it. I need to go live more often anyway, so we'll just go live together.
There you go. I need to too. So that's our little challenge to each other. Maybe like once or twice a month we can do a little something.
I love it.
Yeah. All you guys, stay warm, stay so cozy. Get a little baking done today if you have the time, and be sure to keep going. This conference is going until I think like late tonight. So keep going. It's gonna be one live after another, and they're gonna be so much fun. But it was just a joy to see everybody. Yay! Happy cozy day. Bye.